In 1831, a Welsh miner named Richard Lewis was executed for stabbing a soldier during the Merthyr Rising, but many believed he was innocent. Over 11,000 people signed a petition asking the government to spare his life, yet the execution went ahead. Why? To understand this case, we need to look beyond the courtroom and examine the social forces shaping Britain during the Industrial Revolution. This is the sociological story of Dic Penderyn. By the early 1800s, Merthyr Tydfil had become one of the largest iron-producing centres in the world. Thousands of workers laboured in harsh conditions. Low wages, dangerous jobs, and debt through company stores kept workers trapped in poverty. When iron prices collapsed in the late 1820s, wages were cut even further. From a sociological perspective, this created the perfect conditions for class conflict. Workers were forming what Karl Marx would later call the proletariat, a working class with little political power but growing collective anger. In 1831, that anger exploded. In May 1831, thousands of workers took to the streets. They protested wage cuts, debt seizures, and the power of local ironmasters. This uprising became known as the Merthyr Rising. For several days, workers effectively controlled the town. The British government responded by sending soldiers to restore order. During clashes between troops and protesters, a soldier was stabbed. Soon after, one man was arrested. A miner named Richard Lewis, better known as Dic Penderyn. The trial took place quickly, lasting just one day. The wounded soldier could not clearly identify his attacker, but another witness claimed that Penderyn was responsible. Despite weak evidence, the court found him guilty. Across South Wales, outrage spread. More than 11,000 people signed a petition demanding mercy. Even some members of the establishment believed the verdict was unsafe. But the Home Secretary William Lamb refused to grant clemency. Penderyn would hang. Why was Penderyn executed despite such uncertainty? Sociologists often interpret the case through the lens of social control. After a major workers' rebellion, the government needed to restore authority. Executing one rebel could serve as a warning to thousands of others. In this sense, Penderyn's execution may have been less about justice and more about deterring future revolts. Thinkers like Michel Foucault have argued that punishment historically functions as a public display of power, a way for the state to show it remains in control. Penderyn's execution can be seen as exactly that. The case also raises questions about class inequality in the legal system. Penderyn was a poor Welsh miner. The authorities, judging him, were members of the social elite. Many historians believe the government needed someone to blame for the uprising. Penderyn may simply have been the most convenient target. This reflects a key sociological idea: that law sometimes protects the interests of powerful groups. After his execution, thousands reportedly followed Penderyn's coffin. He quickly became a symbol of injustice. In Wales today, Dic Penderyn is remembered as a working class martyr. His story became part of Welsh Labour history and political identity. Ironically, the execution meant to crush the rebellion helped create a powerful legend. The case of Dic Penderyn reminds us that history is rarely just about individuals. It's about systems, power, and society. Industrialisation created deep class tensions. The state responded with force, and one miner's execution became a lasting symbol of injustice. Nearly 2 centuries later, the debate continues. Was Dic Penderyn guilty? Or was he sacrificed to protect the social order? Thank you.